Yeah, I took 2.
Okay, we are live. Hello, happy Thursday evening, y'all. Today we are up for another artist spotlight. We thought it was going to be tomorrow afternoon. We moved it to today. So here we are today with Tabatha Moore, who's going to be competing in Wetumpka's Battle of the Brushes. So I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about the event. If you didn't hear about it before, just in case, because you never know which video is your first video to see with us. But we're doing a live event on May 10th where 50 artists will compete live, painting live. And they don't yet know which one topic they will paint that day. They know it can be one of 5. That day we will draw it out of a hat, and that's when they'll find out what they get to paint. So this is going to be kind of interesting. She's probably already got the one in mind she wants it to be.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 that I like, but there's 2 I'm having issues with.
So that's the reason we gave them the 5 ahead of time, that they could do some talking. So we're just going to go through the questions. She is friends with Sarah, who we interviewed yesterday. So she's already heard Sarah's interview, so she kind of knows what's coming.
Yep.
So Sarah, got to be the guinea pig and be the first one to hear all this stuff, and we thank her for that. But let's talk a little bit about, first, welcome. Thanks for coming in today and talking with us. When did you first realize you had artistic talent?
When Sarah decided to invite me over for a paint girls' night, and I was like, I can't paint. And she goes, well, you don't know until you try. I was like, okay, it's going to look like stick figures or just blobs of paint. But that night we went over, and I got on Pinterest because I was like, okay, I'll give this a go. And I found me a waterfall, and we just got lost in the painting. And from that point on, I think I've been doing it now for 3 years.
Oh, good.
So she's the one that got me started, and I've been hooked ever since. So,
and we met you at
the
church event, when they were doing a church event painting. And that's when you said you were going to sign up. And then we kind of were all like, come on, Sarah, do it. Come on, Sarah, do it.
I wanted to get out of my comfort zone because normally I don't like talking in front of people or getting in front of people. Oh, yes. I know. I've got more of an out there, I'm in your face type person. But I was like, I want to get out and get people to see what I can do. Because eventually I do want to open my own little craft thing. So with my paintings and stuff.
Nice. Very nice. So can you describe the moment when you knew that painting wasn't just something you enjoyed, but something you needed to do?
Oh, it was probably shortly after I did that with Sarah. Now I pretty much, when I need to just relieve stress, I'll go in my room. I'll set up my little area with the drop cloth and everything, and I'll just find me a video to watch, and then I go with what I think is what they're doing. And I listen to their points and stuff, but from that point on, I realized that it helps my mind to completely mellow out. Because, again, as I've told y'all before we started, I have ADHD and ADD. So my brain goes 50 miles an hour, and it's hard to focus. But with that, it made me sit there and go, oh, okay, let me see what I can do. So from that point on.
So let's talk about, have you ever had an experience where, I have to reword Jason's phrase here, and so he catches me because I didn't like it, and yesterday I knew what I was going to say for it. But have you ever had that creative moment where things just seem to disappear when you're painting? And you kind of alluded to that. But
yes, I have, but then I let it go. I just pretty much go with whatever comes to, even though I want it to be something, it's like, okay, well, maybe I want it to be this. So I finally started letting go. It was definitely hard.
It's hard.
So it's very hard.
Because you see it.
You see it in your brain,
and it's
but
just,
at the same time, it's
your
like,
hands are like, nope, we're going this
we're
way.
going
Yep.
this way.
Yep.
Or this way.
No.
And a lot of times, if I don't like it, I just paint over it with black and start over. So, or do a pouring over it. So.
Sarah had said something along those lines where she's
Mhm.
just like, I can't do it, and erases.
Mhm.
She gets mad at me if I do anything like that. So
Oh yeah, we had one situation, and I'm not going to totally get into it, but he was painting a beautiful window, and then it went bad, and he hated it. Next thing we know, we have an emoji that most people talk about. And I'm like, really? That's what you did when you were painting?
I was so mad.
He
I painted.
was done, and I'm like, you could have
I
recovered
painted.
that.
Let's
better
just say
than
it was the chocolate swirl ice cream.
you know. So, what emotional needs does painting fulfill for you?
Just being able to relieve stress. It makes me happy, to be able to put what I've got in my head on a canvas, on paper, whatever. And even though, as Sarah says, and yes, I'm talking about you, she always tells me, quit critiquing yourself. You're going to be your worst critic. I was like, well, I can see all the mistakes. She goes, just because you can don't mean anybody else can. So I've had to stick that in the back of my head. So
if you couldn't paint for a year, how would that affect you?
I'd go crazy. Because, see, I don't just paint, though. I do all kinds of crafts. I do journaling. I just got into journaling. So I do diamond art. I do whatever I can find, but painting is my go-to, drawing or painting. So, and I like all aspects of it. I want to try the oil paintings because I see how brighter they are. I use acrylic a lot of times, but that oil paintings, I fell in love with how bright they are. So I'm like, I want to try it, but at the same time, it's one of those kind of scares me because of
it's a whole new world.
Yes, it's different, the chemicals and stuff that you have to do to clean.
So let's switch over. Let's start talking about the battle.
Okay.
So what made you decide to enter the battle of the brushes?
For me, it was just stepping out of my comfort zone and trying something different. I have always wanted to participate in an art show, or whether it's good art or not. To me, it's just having fun, getting out of my head and just throwing paint on this canvas. But I did participate with one of my paintings in Auburn City Fest. I just put it up just to have people look, and they could auction. Mm-hmm. They auctioned stuff off. So it's just getting out there and getting people to see, and actually getting to meet new people. Mm-hmm. Because I know several. Sarah's one of my main artists that I know. Now Brittany mm-hmm. and y'all. But there's a few that I tried to get into the competition. I was, hey, you do good drawings. Come on, it don't have to be paint. It can be anything. So, but they're like, no, y'all go ahead. I was like, okay, you're missing out. So
they are.
But maybe seeing all of the stuff we're going to hopefully have online whenever this happens, we'll get more people interested next year.
Yeah, because I actually told one of my friends, because I told them I was inviting everybody to come down. My mom's not going to get to come because she's got to work at the Auburn commencement. But
that's a lot of work.
That's pretty important.
Yeah. So, but
she'll be able to stream it. We'll stream it. She can watch it.
She can watch it later. But I tried to invite anybody and everybody, and I keep reminding them, hey, come on out. Watch us or talk to us or whatever. Not saying I'm gonna say too much, but I can try.
You don't know what's gonna be like that day.
Exactly.
You may be either frozen up or just letting it just go.
Like, okay, whatever. How you doing?
So, what do you feel about creating under pressure with an audience watching you, both in person and online?
Well, that's a whole new ballgame for me. Being around, like at the church, that's different because I hear people all the time, oh, y'all got this. Between me and Sarah, you got this. I'm like, yeah, okay. But to me, it's going to be fun and that nervousness, I guess, because
I'm not painting and I'm gonna be nervous for everybody.
Well, y'all probably are nervous because of getting everything together.
Yeah, there's a whole nother part of that. But.
Yeah, that's a whole different, the behind the scenes. So, but yeah, I think for the pressure, as far as the pressure, the time, I don't think the time, because I do get lost. So, like I said, I started a painting one time when I came home from work at 5:30. I looked up and it was 12:30 at, early in the next morning. So I'm sitting there going, yeah.
We're going to help with that. We'll at least announce every now and then how much time you have left. So, it's going to be like those bake-off shows. 2 hours remaining.
Yeah.
And we're curious as to how many people are going to like try to paint it beforehand. Because you can paint all 5 beforehand just to see, and you can have reference drawings and reference photos.
Well, see, I have several on my sketch pad of the ones that I've come up with ideas, but there's still 1 or 2 of them that's just got me in a crunch. I'm like, okay.
And the funny thing is they're kind of wide open topics.
Yeah, and
So-
on purpose.
On purpose.
and, for the grunge, the decay, and the because I know it's all together, grunge, decay, and
See, I don't even remember them. I
Rust.
should have them in front of me because I don't even remember.
I know all of them. It's grunge, decay, and rust. That was the first one on there. I pretty much have got something in mind for that, and I've already sketched it out. The looking through the glass, I've got several ideas for it. The main one that's killing me is the nooks and crannies.
Oh, and
That
that's my favorite one.
That's my favorite.
That is the one that is like, I think I'm overthinking it, but I got lighting
Brittany and I
away
immediately had ideas for that one.
for that one.
For that one.
Oh, I have one, but it's one of those, I just don't know. So I've tried to get on Google and figure out what it.
But,
So-
But it does,
what we think of it as
But it's
doesn't
gonna
matter.
be- it's
We're
an
not
info-
judging it.
So
It's an
that's what's going to be
implication.
fun. So to our audience, if you go to www.wetumpkasbattleofthebrushes.com, in their read through all the pages, you will see the 5 topics they have that they know of so far. And so there are
I think
distinctly different topics, and I can't remember them because I typed them on all the stuff I needed to, and now it's out of sight, out of mind.
Sarah just said that's her favorite.
the nooks and
Nooks
crannies, yeah. Because I told her, I was like, no. Portals and pathways is
That
one
one,
of my
see,
favorites.
she remembers them better than we do.
Portals and pathways. I know the rust, decay, and grunge. There's several different ones on that one because I could go a little morbid on that one too.
The portals and pathways scares me.
No,
That's the one that scares me.
that is the one that I absolutely hope between that one, lighting the way and looking through the
Okay, so
glasses.
see, she's getting them out there. We're
Yeah.
getting them all covered
So-
in this conversation.
So,
But literally, we are going to have them typed out in a bowl, a hat, whatever we come up with, and they're going to be drawn. So
Yep.
no one will know
no,
until that day what they're going
Including
to
us.
be paid, including us.
Yeah.
No one knows. It's just 1 to 5.
All I'm gonna say is my fingers are crossed. It won't be the nooks and crannies.
And Sarah's hoping that it is. So,
Huh.
what does putting your work forward for judgment feel like emotionally?
Oh, just because I know how hard I am on myself is letting somebody that I totally don't know. I can't go, well, you're biased, like I do with my mom or with Sarah or anybody that knows me. You know me too much, It's just getting that out there and letting them judge how they're going to see it. Are they going to see it the same way I wanted it to come across, or is it going to be a whole total?
Well, we do have the artist.
So I
statement
was
for
going to
that.
say, so something else the artists do have to help with what she's addressing is they're going to get to write an artist statement.
And that was something I was actually going to ask.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
But the nice thing about the artist statement is that is the opportunity for the artist to write down their vision of their painting. And the judges will have that artist statement with their painting so they can see how it all ties together. And part of that is part of their judging rubric that helps
Yes.
decide how
How we
it's
came across.
received and
Yeah.
how it's come across, how well they hit their artist
Because
statement.
these can be interpreted so widely.
Yeah.
The judge may already come in, or judges may already come in with a prejudiced or a predisposition is better than prejudice. Predisposition as to what they think these things are.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to talk to them beforehand and say, look, the interpretation of this is purposefully vague so that the artist can be free in what they're doing.
So we will write that day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you
Yeah,
won't be
'cause
able
we
you
to
can-
write
oh,
it.
duh.
You can have
Well, I
ideas.
can have
You can have
different
ideas.
things.
You can
of how
write
you
one
would
for
write
all
it.
5 if you know what you're going to be doing.
But that's just it. I may change my mind.
Correct. The
Yep.
way you
Yep.
plan it and what comes out is going to be 2 totally different things.
Yeah, because I'm over. I like to have like 15 different things and go, any, meeny, money, and mo.
So how do you hope to grow or gain from this competitive experience?
I just want to be able to learn more different styles. I know when I'm watching on video or even watching other people how they paint or how they create stuff, that gives me more ideas. Or it's going to be a learning experience too for me because I've never had an art class ever, besides just going on there and just going at it. So to me, I think that's going to be the main thing is learning and getting to know other people. And even, y'all said the Kelly art.
The Kelly.
I didn't know about them until yesterday when I seen that they
great.
was in there. So I knew about the Shakespeare. I went there once and I found out that they have a little art studio that you can go to and paint as much as you want.
If it weren't for Brittany, I wouldn't have known about the Kelly. So it is kind of a
it's like
reciprocal.
and
like
you realize
word of mouth.
oh, I can submit my painting. You can submit your paintings to see if they want them.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kelly does lots of great juried events, all kinds of different events. So how are you preparing yourself emotionally for the competition?
I try not to think about it emotionally because, as I said, I overthink stuff or I get in my head, and I don't want to do that because I already know that day because I've already counted down, and I'm sitting there going, "It ain't but 3 weeks."
We're having that same feeling right now.
I'm like, "It ain't but 3 weeks away." The 4th
I will be on
weekend is the day. I'm already gonna have my headset in and I'm gonna have music blaring. That way I can do my playlist and be like, okay, calm, collective, and just go with it. So
Totally understand. So we're gonna go back into more your feeling in the community, but how has art impacted your life beyond the canvas?
That one's a hard one for me because I honestly, it goes back to just being able to learn and see the different artists because to me I love, and I can never remember who does that one. Van Gogh. He was
Starry Night.
Yeah.
She's pointing to one of the Starry Nights
Yes.
that are
I can never remember his name until somebody says it, but I like that one. But I do like looking at the different pictures and stuff and figuring out what my style is. And I don't think I have one yet. I don't like realism or, just I've done a little bit of everything. So that's pretty much.
What do you hope viewers take away from experiencing your work?
Of how much I love to do it. That's the main thing. That it's not a job. It's enjoyment. It's letting the world go away and putting it into the art. Putting my feelings, my frustrations, if that's what I'm feeling, everything emotionally goes into that painting. So when you sell something, it's one of those, oh, okay.
So what does being part of the Wetumpka art community mean to you?
The fact that I get to meet people from Wetumpka. I lived in Tallahassee for 8 years. I now live in Auburn, and I work in Montgomery. So I'm around the world here.
And now get your little Wetumpka piece.
Yeah. So I think just getting to see the different people and the different artists, their different styles, and getting to meet new people, that's what I'm excited about too. Because I ain't scared to walk up to somebody and go, "Hi, how you doing?"
How do you see art bringing people together, especially in smaller communities like ours here?
I think the fact that you're doing this, it's gonna bring more people. Because I've had people I even tell people down in Auburn, hey, you ought to come down. I mean, I know it's a good little ways away, but you would be surprised at the different. I think it opens up for other people to come in and join in with the community. So for me, being able to be another part of a community, not just the one I'm in, or the one I travel to, but being everywhere and getting my name out there. So, and getting everybody else's too.
Right,
So,
right. So if someone watching this is hesitant about exploring their own creativity, what would you say to encourage them?
get out of your head and get to it. Just go for it. You know, you can't let fear hold you back. And it took me a long time to realize that. So just do it. All you can hear, it's like going to somebody can tell. You're going to hear negative things anyway, but don't let it bother you. Just go with the flow. It's what you like and what you want to do. Don't let nobody else stop you from what you like doing or love doing.
Absolutely. Anything else you'd like to share with our audience today about you?
Come out and join us. Besides me, I'm just me. I work with Sarah. That's how we've been knowing each other since school. We went to school together, college rather. And she didn't know how to take me either. So sorry, I'm telling all our secrets. But just have fun. Come out and have fun with us. We're excited. I know I am, if you can't tell.
So we appreciate you coming and talking with us today.
Not a problem.
Again, one more highlight. It's Battle of the Brushes. Wetumpka's Battle of the Brushes on Saturday, May 10th. Spectators are welcome. It's free. There will be food. We don't know everything there's going to be yet. We're still trying to narrow this down. And yes, the days are counting down.
There will be artists and there will be a competition.
There will be a competition of 50 artists competing together and judged, and cash prizes to them. There will be some ways to
bring out some cat food, dog food.
Absolutely. We're going to be giving free watercolor paint kits. We'll find out how many we have, and we'll let y'all know how many the first so many that bring an item for the shelter, the humane shelter here in Wetumpka, Elmore County. That's who we're going to benefit. And then the food that is sold, portions of that, the money raised from that food will be going to the food pantries here in Elmore County. So we're trying to make this an event where we can support our community, not just through arts, but through all the other programs they have going on. So join us. If you check out the event page, check out Sunshine and Pixie Dust, go to the website. There's so many places. You can order the event t-shirt. They are live. They will be ready the day of the event. So check it out. And we'll be having proceeds of those for those organizations as well.
Come on out. Come join us and have some fun.
She couldn't say it any better than that. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.